what does he add to this team right now, especially as you guys kind of prepare for this final stretch of the regular season and most importantly, you're ready for October?
Yeah, we're excited to have Kiké back. I think what he adds edge, enthusiasm, energy, and he's a heck of a baseball player. So I think the last, few weeks before he went on the IL, he was banged up clearly. And so just that infusion of kind of, Kiké is going to be good for our club, certainly with where we're at. And, the versatility piece as far as, tonight he's at third and he can kick to second base or anywhere in the outfield. So that's certainly helpful too.
How does he play into the outfield mix, specifically earning starts? And would it be mostly in center, or could it be an option on the left? The board is where you can see him fit again.
Yeah, I mean he's in the mix. Kind of with our construction right now, he'll play third tomorrow with the left-hander tomorrow, but yeah. And Miggy will be at second base, but there's going to be opportunities for him to, whether it's if he starts in the infield and kicks out to the outfield, but then there's going to be starts in left field and potentially center field at times too.
You mentioned that just with this elbow injury, as much as like the swing is feeling so much better, there's still a few things he might have to adjust, whether it's kind of how he slides, things like that, make certain defensive plays. Do you think this will be kind of an injury that you're going to have to kind of keep an eye on with him moving forward?
Probably, but I do think that, he's in a really good spot. But I think that as far as kind of managing his workload with the swings, as he mentioned, the sliding, and I think he's a left hand down, when he slides, just being mindful of that, kind of like Shohei. But yeah, he's not going to play every day, so I think that we can manage his playing time as well. But yeah, keeping an eye on it. But I do think that he's healthy.
How much do you think that the elbow injury, impacted his swing before he went on the IL? And is it kind of safe to say you expect more production out of him?
Yeah, it's definitely fair to say we expect more production, consistency. I forgot what day it was, what game it was. I think it was a play at home, sliding at home. But it probably lingered on, longer than it should have. We didn't get wind of it. So it's probably a 3-week situation that he wasn't feeling right physically. Maybe longer.
Dave, you've had some rotation stability here for the last month, and it's something you've kind of struggled to put together for a couple of years now. But how nice is that, and is there any benefit to dialing those 6 guys back to 5 down the stretch at any point, or is there just too much of a plus to have everybody stretched out?
Yeah, it's I think that right now we feel good with the 6. I think that obviously we haven't kind of gone through the rotation yet for the next 10 days. Which is going to be kind of hard if you're looking at off days and things like that. So we're talking through that right now, but certainly have a lot of stability, and especially that Shohei's built up, and expect to get him through 5 tomorrow. But the guys are throwing the baseball really well, and I think I know our pen's in a good spot too. So and that stemmed from how well our guys are pitching. But as far as the 5-man, can't quite answer that right now.
How good does it feel, though, just to have what you have set up right now? When
Yeah.
you think about last year.
I mean, it's been a couple, 2-3 years since we've had kind of this run of health from the starters, and certainly the performance. And so we kind of had to weather that early on to get guys back. So they've performed. They've been great, and obviously, we value those guys, and so it's just made life a lot easier for all of us.
With Clayton specifically, how refreshing has it been to see him going start to start, feeling good physically, being able to move him around like this, to have him start on 4 days rest? Like, how much does that kind of help solidify the group with what he's given?
It's been great. Clayton's been very nimble. Obviously, you're trying to, Yosh and Shohei on the 7 days, and so it's kind of how do you kind of navigate that? So just for Clayton to be open to it, to be able to adjust his schedule has been huge. And, you know, he's performed admirably. I mean, above that. So, yeah, it's just the guys are all in and understand kind of what we're dealing with as far as a rotation, and there's got to be a little bit of give and take.
Do you notice a shift in him when he's not like worrying about nagging injuries or just his body not feeling good? Like, have you been able to tell just how he's felt physically?
Yeah, you can tell when he's more approachable, when he's not as edgy, he's in a better spot physically. When he's kind of on edge and short, then you know he's not feeling well. So it's been good to see, and still, obviously, when he pitches, having that edge still. And, yeah, I mean, I haven't heard boo about, you know, anything as far as physical kind of thing outside of just the grind of the season.
Dave, how big do you think that start is for Shohei tomorrow, just to bounce back and to maybe show that he could pitch through that 5-inning threshold?
It's big. I mean, and also it's like, you know, when you've gone through a 6-man, you know, it's not a piggyback situation. So Shohei understands that. So to be able to get him through 5 innings and shorten the game is important. And, you know, there's been, you know, whether it's the dehydration or the altitude, but tomorrow's going to be a nice afternoon, and I expect to go out there and get through 5 innings.
How soon are you expecting to have Michael Kopech back?
I think Kopech, we'll see him sometime on the road trip. Not sure if it's going to be Pittsburgh or Baltimore, but, you know, when the rosters expand and kind of, you know, doing all that progression stuff, but sometime I think on the road trip.
Do you think Max is going to need a rehab assignment, or are you going to try to just get him some at-bats here?
He might take some at-bats here later in the week, but he is going to go on rehab. Not sure how many games, you know, if there's a chance that we could see him, you know, at the back half of the road trip, but that's all contingent on how things are going. But he's in a good spot, swinging the bat, running, the grounders, the throwing, all that stuff.
Dave, what's been the most impressive to you about the way Kershaw's been pitching lately, particularly pitching deep into games?
I think the thing that's been most impressive is his efficiency. He's getting strike one. He's putting the ball in play, getting quick outs. I think he's very cognizant of the fact that he only has so many bullets each night, and so he's not going to waste them throwing balls. And so I think that's probably been the most impressive thing. And also his mixing. He's mixed a lot more than he's probably been comfortable doing in years past. All right, thanks, guys.